Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, the dope ass dude, and thank you for tuning in on tonight. It is going to be an amazing show. So, welcome to the Dope Ass Dude podcast. You guys already know if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel and you're watching it on YouTube, if you don't mind going ahead and subscribing, clicking on that bell to be notified each and every time a new podcast is uploaded to the site, and click on notifications. No, so what is it? Oh, click on like. That's it. So click on subscribe. Click on notifications and click on like right now so that this can be shared with others just like yourself. And then if you're not following me on TikTok or Instagram, if you don't mind doing that, I can be found at the Dope Ass Dude podcast on both Instagram and TikTok. And if you listen to us on the go, you can always find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And you guys already know you can watch it live each and every Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. And just a couple of preliminary things. You can follow Kashif on Instagram. You can follow him on at Kashif Ali Jr. and Jamal. You can follow him at Jamal or George on Instagram. You can follow them both there. So I'm really excited about tonight's show because we have a Gen Zer and we have a millennial on this show, and they're going to bring such an unique perspective to the topic on tonight. If you guys watched last week, you know those guys, they said a lot of stuff that was pretty make your eyes rise. So it was a great show, but tonight is going to come from a different perspective, because these guys are fathers and husbands in 2024, where a lot of things are different now. Men and women both are coming into relationships, knowing who they are, knowing what they bring to the table. And I'm just really excited to have them out. So a little bit about my guest, Jamal. I've known him since he was like 6 years old. Actually, I kind of like helped raise this guy, and he's turned out to be such an extraordinary guy. He's a father, 3 boys, his wife Andrea, and he just had a new little baby back in March this year. So he has a newborn still in his house and getting acclimated to that. And Kashif, I met this guy at LA Fitness. So he been there taking all of these long breaks, not working out, tuning out and everything. And I'm like, what is this cat doing? But he's in the gym every morning, 5:45, hitting it hard. Like for real, he does hit it hard. And I'm really excited to have both of these guys on the podcast. And we're going to bring them out now. Kashif, Jamal, what's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Y'all quiet now. Y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, Kashif, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
A little bit about me. I'm 26 years old. I have a little baby girl. You mentioned that a little bit ago. She's 8 months old now. So she's starting to crawl around and stuff. So it's exciting to see. What else can I say? I graduated college from Texas State. So got a university degree, all that. But that's me.
That's you. So how are you enjoying fatherhood so far?
I'm loving it. It's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I grew up with a lot of siblings. It's 5 of us total. So, and I'm the oldest. So I grew up pretty much raising kids. So this was kind of a natural step for me. So nice. Yeah, kind of walked into it easily.
Yeah, so I'm a dog dad, so I can't let you come on the podcast. And I saw your dog on your page. You got him labeled as son. So what's his name and what breed?
Yeah. So I got 2 dogs actually. So I have the one that you saw on my Instagram page. He's big now. He's a pit bull Rottweiler mix. His name is Apollo. He's probably like 80, 85 pounds now. So yeah, he's a big boy. And then we have a smaller dog. His name is Mars. He's like a little terrier mix. So we got one big one small one.
Nice. Now, is your wife afraid of your dog being around the baby?
We were at first. Like when we first brought her home, like we used to keep them separate, like super separate. We used to keep the dogs all the way away, like separate rooms sometimes. But now, like, they're cool. Like, they just want to sit next to her and just try to be in her face and stuff. It's kind of funny, but cool.
Nice. And Jamal, tell us a little bit about you. I mean, you've been on the podcast before, but tell us a little bit about you.
Uh, Grew up in Dallas. Moved to Oklahoma City for college. I ran track up here and finished. Met my wife there, college sweetheart, and so we got married, and we've been rocking out in Oklahoma City. We I guess we don't like Texas no more, so I don't know.
And we don't like y'all either. So stay on up in Oklahoma then. That's what we're gonna do. That's how we're gonna do it. So okay, so you have 3 little boys. Tell us about your kiddos.
Yeah, I got 7, 4, and 3 months, man. So yeah, it's been awesome having 3 boys, three little mini me's, pretty much.
Yeah, you guys working on a girl?
No, sir.
Why not?
Nah, bro, I'm done, man.
You done? You sure? That you sure?
I'm sure. I think I told you last time I was done.
Yeah, you told me last time.
I'm for
done.
Real this time. Yeah, for real.
And then here comes a little bit. So this is funny. So Jamal, I love him to death. Like I said, I've watched him grow and evolve into this amazing man that he is. So now how I found out that they were getting ready to have a third baby. He didn't give me no warning or nothing. He had a birthday dinner back in December last year. And I walk in and I see his wife and I'm like, what the? Because she's like all big and everything. And I'm like, she was like, he didn't tell you. And he didn't give me no warning. Like, hey, we expecting my third kid. And then what's up with that, man?
Hey, man, you was going to find out regardless either way. So I'll just let it happen. Let it happen.
Cool. So let me ask you guys here, because both of you got married at 23. So Kashif, how did you know your wife was the one?
So me and my wife, we dated for 5 years before we got married. So since we were 18, because we're both the same age. So since we were 18, which is pretty much right out of high school. But just in that time, it was just, I never wanted to be with anybody else, I guess you could say. And I never wanted to see her be with anybody else. It was just an easy connection, easy vibe, easy person to be with. Like it felt real comfortable for as soon as we got together. So as soon as we graduated college, I proposed. So yeah, but no, yeah, she's just the best person for me.
Yeah. So what did your parents say when you told them you were going to propose?
They were happy. They were excited because they love her. She's always just been really kind, really sweet person. So easy to get along with for them too. So they loved her. So it was just easy all around. Everybody loved her.
Yeah. Now, did you have those people that were around you that was like, you may be too young to get married? Did you hear any of that when you got married?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
So how did you block that out?
I mean, it was mostly like, because I was hearing it from like aunts and uncles and stuff like that. So it was mostly like just from not my parents, right? So it's like I don't want to say I really only respect, but my parents' opinion means the most to me. And my wife's opinion means the most to me. So it's like if they're not telling me anything, then I outside noise doesn't really matter. Like everybody else can give their opinion, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna listen.
Yeah. And that's a good way to be. That's a good way to be. So Jamal, you got married at 23 as well. So how did you know your wife was the one?
To be honest, it was funny. I was just talking about this the other day with my wife, and I know it's like kind of corny, but like I literally got to school my freshman year, my first semester, and like she was across the little foyer area. She had this dress on, and I was with my roommates, and I was like, damn, who is that? Because I mean, to be honest, like I haven't seen any like African American girls since when I came to Oklahoma. So I said, man, who is that? You got to tell me who that is. And they were like, oh man, she run track, man. They were like, man, she mean though. And I'm like, man, listen, I'm from Dallas. I know me. Yeah. So I literally shot my shot, man, and I just didn't look back. We just clicked. It's my best friend.
Yeah. So, okay. So she's your best friend. So do you guys, and I know you said your wife is your best friend as well. So do you guys struggle ever being vulnerable with your wives and sharing stuff with them? Either one of y'all can go.
I wouldn't say struggle. I know for both of us, we're really close as far as just like we're saying, both each other best friends. So it's funny, like she'll ask me my opinion on something, and she'll be like, "All right, best friend mode," and it'll be probably contrary to what I said the first time. And so, I mean, I think it just grows over time. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's a struggle. No.
Okay, what about you, Kashi?
I'll say at first it was a struggle, right? So, um, growing up for me, it wasn't it was like showing emotions or being vulnerable wasn't a thing in my household. So it was like I never really shared emotions, never really talked about emotions. So when her and I started dating, and she would ask me like my feelings on something, I wouldn't know what to say. I'd be confused. Like, what do you mean? How do I feel about this, or how do I feel about that? But yeah, like Jamal said, this thing I think over time that grows over time. Like I guess I just got more comfortable, and once I started to understand my emotions a little bit better, then it became easier. But at this point, yeah, now it's really easy. Like I can tell her everything, and I know I'm not gonna be judged or anything like that. She just wants to hear what I have to say.
Yeah, and I love how you said you understand your emotions. So before you struggled with that, so was it when you struggled with it, was it that you didn't know how to articulate what you were feeling, or you felt you were going to be judged? Was that the case for both of you guys? So Kashi, you can go for it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, it was pretty much I didn't know how to. I didn't know what I was feeling. I didn't understand my emotions at first. So it was like I'd be feeling something, I wouldn't understand it, so I'd get mad and I just turn it to anger. So everything would always used to come out as just angry for me because anger was the easiest thing. Um, but yeah, like over time, it just got a little bit better. I started going to therapy to help, you know, work through that and so I can understand myself better. But yeah, it was a process.
Okay. What about you, Jamal?
Uh, Honestly, it's kind of the same. Just being able to articulate that and understand it. I think growing up, um, you didn't understand how you felt, and you kind of just had to roll with the punches and just keep going. And I think over time that just kind of builds, and that's when it kind of the anger comes out. And I know for me, I more so isolate. Um, I just get real quiet. I don't really speak on stuff, and so I guess that's like I guess a coping. And that's also something I learned in therapy too. I mean, it's just been real
Mhm.
beneficial to be able to kind of understand why you feel away, and kind of how to explain that to other people without lashing out or doing things like that. So
So do you guys have a problem with being vulnerable with your wives?
Not at all.
yeah, not now, no.
No,
Yeah,
now.
not
Okay.
at all. Not anymore.
So okay, so let me ask you guys this here because we have and I mean I used to be guilty of this here. I would say, well, men don't do this here or men don't do this here. So when you hear a lot of fellas talk a lot of time and they use that men don't do this or men don't do this, do you ever feel like you're the exception with some of the stuff they be saying because you don't fit into that mode? Because we hear it all the time. Like just last week, they were saying on the podcast, don't share things with your wife. That was one of the things that they said. Don't tell your wife anything because she's gonna hold it back. And they would say, well, men don't talk to women. That's how they would describe it. Do you guys ever feel yourself not fitting into those modes?
I mean, just for me personally, I think that's tough, especially what you just said. I mean, because I've heard that a lot, that men don't talk to their women, but like, if we being honest, men don't talk to men either, so like, who are we talking to, right? So I mean, um, I think um, the more we're able to kind of share those thoughts, and especially with somebody you trust. I mean, you're married to this person, so I mean, I would hope that you trust them. So being able to get that out and not keep it in, I think is the key. So
What about you, Kashif?
Yeah, no, I don't feel like I fit in those molds because I listened to or I watched last week's episode, or not all of it, but most of it. So I heard some of the stuff they were saying, and I was like, dang, this is crazy that they think like this or that this is their point of view on this. Like it's wild to me. But no, I feel like I don't fit in those molds.
yeah,
Because yeah, I feel like yeah, like Jamal was saying, like man, we have to have somebody to talk to, and it's it's the easiest person to talk to is my wife.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so and do you guys give her that same level of, or have you created a safe space for her? Do you think that she feels just as comfortable telling you some of her darkest thoughts or secrets? Have you guys created a safe space for your wife?
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, no, I feel like I definitely have. Like she she tells me everything. I feel like there's no secrets at all.
Nice, nice. So let me ask you guys this here. So what value has your wife brought to your life? And Jamal, we'll start with you. What value has Andrea brought to your life?
Um, Really, I'd probably say perspective. Um, just being able to kind of see the big picture. I know for she's more of the planner, and I'm more of the I just like go, and so I think that's why we go so well together because we kind of match, right? Like you need somebody who's a planner, somebody who's a goer, and so um, to me, just having kind of that perspective and big picture of, what you'd want something to look like, what we want our life to look like, or what we want our future plans to be. Um, you just kind of she just giving me that that basically the blueprint of like, hey, this is what we can do, like this, it's going to take this, like, and so just kind of organizing your goals and your thoughts, for sure.
Yeah, Kashi.
Yeah, I feel like she challenges me, right? So she challenges me to be a better person, a better man, just by making sure that I'm thinking right, like I'm thinking along the right lines of different things, or I'm getting different perspectives on different things, and don't always only look at what I'm focused on. So yeah, definitely different perspectives. She challenges me, and she's smart. She's real smart. So it's like she teaches me a lot of things a lot of the time. So it's just yeah, it's been a real learning experience with her for sure.
Yeah. Now, do you guys have traditional gender roles in your house?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
So how did y'all come to that?
I mean, I'm just, for me, I know I grew up in kind of a old school where um, when dinner's being made, the man just sits down, the plates being brought to him, all this different stuff. And I think we definitely have way more of a non-traditional approach to how we do things. I clean, she cleans, I cook, she cooks. It's just kind of whoever has the most energy to do it or whoever wants to do it. So it's not just like a woman does this or a man does that.
Yeah, and you, Kashi?
Yeah, no, my we kind of fall on that same line. So a lot of a lot of the time, me and my wife will say, okay, on a scale of out of 100, what do you have today? And if I have 80, she has 20. Okay, I'm taking care of today. I'm cleaning up. I'm cooking. I got it. But some days I might have 40, or some days I might have 50, and she can pick up the slack for me. So that's something we kind of do every day just to see where we're at. And if somebody needs to pick up the slack for the other one, we can do that.
Yeah. So who's the head of the house? Are y'all partnership, or are you the head and she takes more of a submissive role? How does that work out? Kashi?
Mm, yeah, I'm gonna say nah. It's even. It's
It's
not a
two heads, two
yeah.
heads.
It's
It's
two
not
heads.
yeah, it's not
Yes,
one or the other. Every decision made in our household is made by both of us.
gotta be.
And that works for you guys.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Jamal said, he was raised in more of a traditional house setting by a single mom. You was raised by a single mom. So like your mom, and I know your mom, I've known you since you were like 6 or whatever. And at some points your mom babied you. We would consider it babying you because she was super protective of you. So did you go into your marriage or relationship with those same expectations that Andrea was gonna like step in that role and do everything like your mom did?
I don't think so. I think your expectations and kind of what you need at the time, I think it changes, per season, to be honest. And so for me, yeah, I mean, I think there were periods where, obviously my mom was, I was the only child. So, I mean, of course, she's going to do all that, stuff for me. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that's a maturation too. I had to grow out of that, you know. being away from home and going to college, that's probably was the biggest thing for me is, that growing up and having those tough conversations where it's like, ain't nobody gonna do this for you. Like you got to get up and, do it yourself. And, you had to have them conversations. And so, growth was pivotal.
And what about you, Kasha? Did you go into marriage with expectations of what a wife looked like, and then you conform to how things are now?
No, I wouldn't say so because I mean, I know I grew up kind of in a more traditional household, like the same way with both my parents. Like my dad, he worked, came home, and just kind of chilled, played with us, while my mom cooked, cleaned, and put everything together. But as I got older, and started to pay a little bit more attention, I just saw kind of how tired my mom was, of not having so much help and doing everything by herself. Because like I said, it was five of us, so that's a lot of kids to pick up after. Um, so yeah, just seeing that, I knew getting older, that's not what I wanted in my household. I don't want my wife to be tired all the time. I don't want her to feel like she's doing everything by herself. So I wanted to make sure that I was definitely going to be there to help wherever I could and do whatever I can.
Nice, nice, nice. So, like, okay, so yeah, because like last week, that was one of the things that we struggled with on the show, where they were saying men is the head of the household, and this. So I think that is like pretty good that you guys are coming in and it's even. We're partners. This is a partnership. We are going to talk about these decisions before we make it. So let me ask you guys this here. So, what value do you bring? And we'll start with what value do you bring to your marriage? We'll just start with your marriage, and then we'll come to your wife, and then we'll come to your children. So, what value, Jamal, do you bring to the table?
Uh, I'd probably say,
You mow the yard.
yeah, I'm on my own yard. Yeah, I'm on my own yard. Yeah,
that was their top answer
yeah.
last
But
week.
I
They
don't, I
mow the
don't feel
yard.
like I'm sorry, man. I don't feel like that's a value though. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was
I
one
mean,
of
I
them.
don't know. I just because in my neighborhood, I see women they mow their own yard. So I mean, I don't know if that's like a value, but I mean, I think it's helpful. It's hot outside. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, okay, so yeah, a value that I feel like I bring is I think I'm open minded. I'll listen to any idea, entertain any idea. So I mean, I think I'm open minded in that perspective, and um, willing to try anything. Because I mean, I feel like that's kind of the calling card of kind of the old school way of doing things was like everything was kind of they were already taught a certain way to do things, so that's just how we did it. There was never no challenging it. That's just it's set in stone. Like you do this, your wife does this, and so that's it. But I feel like I'm a little bit more minded where I'm just like, all right, well, what would it look like if we did something else? So, yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. And what about you, Kasi?
My value, I feel like I bring just a willingness to do whatever needs to be done for my wife, for my family, whatever it may be. So if she needs whatever she needs help with, I can handle. If she doesn't want to have to worry about something, I'll take care of it. Just whatever she needs, I want to take care of it. I want to make her life easy. I want her to be relaxed and not have to worry too much. So I feel like my value is in that.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
No, I go. No pun intended. My value, yeah, dope ass dude. My bad.
No, that's real good. Okay, so now what value do you bring because that's to your marriage? What value do you bring as a husband? Because we have to start with you.
As a husband, I feel like I provide her with comfort. Like she knows whenever she's having a bad day, she can come to me. I can give her a hug and tell her whatever she needs to hear and to help her feel better. If she needs food made, I can make her favorite food, or I can go buy her favorite food, whatever she needs. So I feel like I provide her with comfort. I feel like I provide her with somebody to talk to. That's not her mom, not her sister. Just whatever she needs. If she needs me to just sit with her and not say anything at all, Just I can give her whatever she needs.
So do you know how to read the room when your wife walks in? Like, do you know how to read her before she even opens up her mouth?
Oh yeah, her body language can tell. Yeah, I can see. Like, okay, so whenever she walks in the door from her, okay, I can see it wasn't that good of a day. Okay, so let's take your shoes off. Let's rub your feet.
You
Let's
do
run
all of
you.
that?
Let's run you a bath. Yeah, yeah,
Them
I do.
fellas last week would have been like, you can come over here and rub my feet. I don't care if you're tired. I had a long day too. Okay. What about you, Jamal? What value do you bring to as a husband?
Um, I mean, I mean, I think serving. Um, I mean, I want to serve my wife just like I serve my kids and just serve my household. So I mean, kind of like Kashif was saying, is just kind of being available. Whatever's needed, like I got it. I got y'all. So same thing with my wife. We've been married 9, we dated for 5 in college. So I'm saying, I mean, that's a long time. You really grow to know somebody, and so when they had a tough day, or you can kind of tell, or I can look at I saw the text message she was sending me about her boss, or whatever the case may be. So I already know she coming in hot. So got a fresh glass of wine waiting on her. Hey, we gonna rock out. So yeah, so just being
You
there for her.
you have a fresh glass of wine for her?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Cause she watched the podcast from last week, they would have probably been like, "Yeah, she need to have me a beer." I'd be like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
you had a bad day, but yeah, okay, so cool. So okay, so what value do you bring to your children?" And Jamal, we'll start with you.
Um, I'd probably say it's weird. Like when it comes to them, I'm a protector, man. Like I just I don't play by my shorties. So it's like, um, yeah, just being a protector, just being there for them, and um, just the same thing like for my wife. Just whatever y'all need, I got y'all. Or, if y'all need me to be, if y'all had a tough day at school and y'all need, daddy to be silly, or you just want to, watch a movie tonight and just chill, we can do that too. So just knowing that I'm there and that daddy got y'all. So
Nice. And I know Kashif, your baby is 8 months old, so
Mhm.
you are in the beginning stages of it. So
Yeah.
what value are you bringing as a dad?
I just want her to know that she's safe with me. She can if she needs a hug, which when she's crying, I'm gonna come grab her and I'm gonna get her and I'm gonna help her settle down. Like I just want her to be safe and know when she's with dad, she can be okay, and that I'm there to help her.
Yeah. And as a father, what is you guys, what is your greatest fear? And Kashif, what is your greatest fear as a father?
Ooh, my greatest fear as a father. That's a good question. Mm, that think my greatest fear would be that something hurts her so bad that I can't fix it, or
Mm,
something happens to her and I can't fix it, or that I won't be able to be there for her when she needs me. I think that's my biggest fear.
nice. What about you, Jamal?
not being there, um, not being there for pivotal points in their growth, maturation, being there for their first of anything. I take great pride and value in being there. So not being there would be to me a failure.
Yeah. And let me ask you this here. I know you were raised in a single parent home. Is a lot of that driven from being raised in a single parent home?
Sorta, or sorta. I mean, obviously, me and mom were really close, so I mean, she was there for pretty much everything, and she made herself available, and I think that's the biggest thing. Is just having that availability, and so. No matter what's going on, and obviously as adults, we take the brunt of everything, and we know when things are going on, and when we're busy at work or busy with whatever, you make that time. You make time for what you truly want. So
Yeah. So let me ask you guys, and this is probably not a tough question because you guys have like a different mindset. You guys are more open than people that are my age, a little bit younger than myself. But like, say for instance, like now with pronouns and identities and all of this other kind of how people identify. If one of your kids came to you and they said, like, Jamal, you have three boys, and they say, hey, I identify as she, her. Or Kashif, you have a daughter, she comes and says, hey, I identify as him, or I need you to call me they, them, you know. And that part just really confused me, the they, them part. But okay, how would you guys deal with that? And Kashif, we'll start with you.
um, to me, it wouldn't be a big deal, really. It's okay if that's what you, if that's what makes you comfortable. If that's how you feeling, then okay, let's roll with it. Like it's not gonna make me feel any kind of way, to be honest. Like I said, I want my daughter to know she can come to me about everything and anything. So if that's how you're feeling, let's go ahead, let's do it. I
Yeah,
want you to be comfortable in yourself, and I want you to be comfortable coming to me. So
yeah. That safe space. Yeah, I love that. And Jamal, what about you?
I probably say for me it's tough because I work with families every day, and I've seen what it's like when a parent doesn't accept that lifestyle, and how it just truly just rips that apart to where they're never the same again, and eventually they're not speaking and things like that. And so um, for me, just like I was just said earlier about my biggest fear is not being there. So, if this is truly the path that you're going down, I want to be there with you and be your biggest supporter. And, because I mean, at the end of the day, whether you're, she, her, whatever your pronouns are, I mean, you're my child. So, we're going to rock out.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And then, so what? How do you guys like? How do you remain you, even though you're we? How do you still remain an individual? Is that something that, or have you guys now, like every time you do something, you do it with your wife? You've kind of like relinquished. I'm not going to say lost your identity, but you relinquish. Just doing things on your own. How do you guys stay true to you in that process and keep your mind in a good space? And because she will start with you.
um, me and my wife early on, we both said that yeah, even though we're together, we're married, we're each still gonna have our individual things that we do by ourselves. So for me, that's I go to the gym or I sign up for sports. So like I'm gonna sign up for a basketball league here soon. So just different stuff, different activities to put myself into or get myself into, or going out with my friends, whether it be by myself or whatever it be. Is just making sure you have your own activities that you still do by yourself.
Yeah. What about you, Jamal?
I think it's really important to have your own kind of your own thing. To be honest, I know obviously when you have a wife, or you have somebody that you confide in, y'all are gonna have similar interests, but they not all the same. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know, like for me, my wife, she like loving hip hop. She like to watch that sometimes. I'll watch, I'll watch an episode or two, but I'm not about to sit up and watch all this with you. We good. And so, but like, but I really like sports, and I'm
Mhm.
really into sports, and I follow it pretty heavily. And so, that's my thing. And so, her just giving me the capacity to have those things, and just like I give her the capacity to have her. So I mean, it's just kind of, we do a lot of things together, but just having that personal time where it's just me, or she just have hers. I think that's important. You gotta have that.
Now, do you guys think that that comes from just being secure within your own self? Just as an individual, because a lot of times when people do join, even in relationships, it doesn't even have to be marriage. Once they become together, they believe they have to do everything together. And if they're doing something with their friends, they get a little threatened or intimidated by that. Do you guys think your ability to do that and feel comfortable and allow your wife to do, well, not allow, but you guys know what I'm saying, let her be herself while you're being yourself? Do you think that comes from you being secure within yourself?
Yeah, I mean,
Uh, yeah.
well, go
No,
ahead.
you can. No, you got it. You got it.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, I think you gotta have kind of that security. I mean, I know obviously, being best friends or being really close with your wife, you kind of feel some type of way when she go out with her girls, and it's like, that could be me and you, but I mean, she gotta have that it's about balance. And so, Same thing, with guys, where they, hang out with your guys, or you do a guys' night, or whatever the case may be. So, just having that balance and just knowing that nobody can take your spot. Like your spot is solidified. So,
I like that. Nobody can take your spot. I love that. Kashif, what about you?
Yeah, no, I mean, what I was gonna say falls in line with what Jamal was gonna say is just being secure within yourself and knowing that your wife is she's not gonna do nothing. She's comfortable with who she is. She's comfortable with you. And I just know she's gonna whenever she goes out, I know she's gonna come home. She comes home to me, so that's all. That's all that matters.
She come home to the guy that take too many breaks at the
Man, I'm not taking too many. I'm telling you, you see it. I be lifting heavy. I'm in there. I'm working. Let the muscles relax.
Yeah, you be working. Yeah, you be working. So, okay, so as young dads, what is the most valuable lesson that you have learned about yourself so far? And Kashif, we'll start with you.
Okay. The most valuable lesson I've learned about myself, um, I've learned that I have my capacity for patience has grown tremendously just with her. Because them early stages, the newborn stages, that's tough. It's hard. You're not getting no sleep. Diaper changes every 30 minutes, whatever it. So it's just you learn a lot about yourself just in that time in that newborn phase. So it's like, yeah, I learned a lot about patience and being kind. I guess just really just to myself, because it's like you get frustrated because you're like, man, like what is going on? Why it feels like nothing's working, especially when they're crying. You're trying to give them a bottle, or that's not working. You try to put them down for a nap, that's not working. You just trying to figure out what is going on. But yeah, definitely, I would definitely say patience.
Okay, what about you, Jamal?
um, I'd probably say unselfishness, to be honest, or selflessness, because obviously with me, I grew up as the only child, so I didn't really have a lot of competition. So it was just kind of but I think having three boys now, and just knowing that they look to you, for answers, and they look to you to leadership and all that type of stuff. And so just knowing that you being watched, and knowing that they want to be just like you. And so whatever you're doing, you got to make sure it's positive, and you got to be a role model. And so just you got to lock in. So
Yeah. So when you guys, now that you guys are married, like when you have problems, who do you talk to? Who's your ear? Who do you guys talk to? And Jamal, we'll start with you.
what you mean by problems? What you mean?
Like if you have a problem with Andrea, who do you talk to? Like she ticks you off really, really bad and you don't want to talk to her. Like who do you talk to?
Her. I mean, I know it's like I mean, yeah, because
There we go.
listen, because I truly, I think it's important not to discuss issues in your home to people outside of your home, because I think that's when you run into issues, and I think that's when the problem gets huge. It grows, right? It's like um, and so I think the reason I talk to her about the problem is so we can solve it, and so we can understand from each other's perspective. Not because I ain't got nobody else to talk to, but just because, you know, just being like, hey, so this is why I didn't like what you did, or hey, it's her saying this is why I didn't like what you did. Just getting that perspective, because I mean, just like I said, I mean, it's important to be able to discuss those things, and I think that grows over time, maturity and all that type of stuff. But yeah, do not run your business outside the house, man. It get bad out there. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Kachi?
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. If I got a problem with my wife, I talk to my wife. My problem is with you. It's not with anybody else. It's not anybody else's business, because at the end of the day, we're gonna solve it. So what is running to somebody else gonna do?
Yeah. Because in moments of anger, when you're upset with someone and you go and you share your anger or whatever, your frustration with someone else, you're telling someone else's story. And then you're also painting a picture of your wife that you're going to get over that problem. Yeah, I mean that is gonna pass. You and your wife will get back to a good space, and you'll be back happy in the honeymoon stage. But this new person now have a viewpoint of your wife that
Yep.
you're not proud of for that,
Mhm.
allowing yourself in that one moment to be so angry that you go out and you expose your wife in a way that you're not proud of. So I think that's pretty good that y'all talk to your wives. Do y'all give a little bit of time before you talk, or you one of those in the moment, we about to talk about this right now type of guy? Cause she,
I
oh,
nah,
Jamal, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm one of those. Just like I said, I isolate. So I'm saying we could take some days if you want to. And so
Some days.
I mean, if I mean that's how it was when we first got married. I literally like if we had an issue, like I would go quiet, and then she's one of those people where she wants to talk about it right now. Let's sit down, let's discuss it. And I just man, I was like, nah, we ain't doing that. Let's let it air out for a little bit, and then. But yeah, so I noticed that wasn't a positive way of looking at it, and me delaying it was just hoping that it went away, and so it was like a bad coping skill. So
Okay. What about you? Cause you in
Yeah,
a moment, or you wait a couple of days to talk about it? A month.
yeah, no, no, I'm the same as Jamal. I mean, I wouldn't take days, but if me and my wife ever got into like an argument or whatever, I would just walk away. I wouldn't say nothing. I would stop talking. I would go in the room, shut the door, and just not say anything. But she's one of the people, she wants to address it right away. So that was an issue early on, just because she felt like I was ignoring her. But now we've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, if I get upset, like I still need to take time. So I'll tell her, I'm like, hey, I need 10 minutes, I need 15 minutes where I don't talk to nobody. I don't gotta say nothing. I'm not gonna talk, but after those 15 minutes, I'm gonna come back and we'll hash it out.
Okay, so Jamal, I think we got a question for you. It says, "Did I hear Jamal was spoiled? Did his mom spare the rod? Was considered a traditional household?" And
uh
you see who asked that question? Yes, he was
yeah,
spoiled.
that name looks familiar.
What's a traditional household, Jamal?
A traditional household is one that um, holds to gender values of what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. Um, and it's I mean, it depends on what works for you. I think it's completely an individual decision. Um, but yes, I think traditional households are just ones where a man does this, a woman does this. There's no other discussion about it, and so yeah.
So, Jamal, do you ever find yourselves with your boys saying, "Boys don't do this"?
You know what? That's yes, I have before. But I've always like I've come back or Dre like and Dre will give me a look and I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. No. Yes, if you're a boy and you would like to cook, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want a cooking set, there's nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like just because, you understand, the landscape and understand where we are in society now where, those discussions are way more often than not. I mean, I know growing up, we never had those things. Like, I could not me personally, but I know, guys couldn't ask for a cooking set when, 20 years ago. It'd be a whole debacle. And so just different things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think that's really good that you, Andrea, holds you accountable and that you hold yourself accountable
Yeah.
too, because I think a lot of times it's, you know, when kids are innocent and
Yeah.
they're just doing things completely unaware of what's happening.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about gender or what boys or what
Mm-hmm.
girls do. They're
Mm-hmm.
just doing something in that moment. And I tell people all the time, like, because I heard this guy said this one time. He says most of our creativity and our freedom was stunted like between the ages of 5 and 7 because we're always told at those ages you're not supposed to do this here or you don't do this here or don't do this here or this is not good. And then at that point we just shut down because we want to fit in and we want to seek approval. So we start doing what we think is going to give us that approval from our parents or whoever is raising us. And I think that's good, Andrea. does it because of course, I know your boys, and your boys are super intelligent boys. And I love when I see kids and they have a colorful world. That's how I always describe it, where they have a world that they can dream as big as they want. And their parents are creating an environment that encourages that. And I think that is so, 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 so very important. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So what like, and then this is another question for you, Jamal, because you are into sports. Do you uh, expect your boys to be in sports?
Um, yes and no. I think yes. I mean, because I mean, they come from two college athlete parents, so probably. But if they didn't, I wouldn't be disappointed.
Okay. So let's see here. We got a question here. Raising boys, what are your thoughts on the current state of masculinity and the pressures men face today?
Was that
This,
for me? That's
yeah,
me or
you don't want raising boys, Jamal,
you?
because
Right? My
she's got a
bad. My
girl.
bad. Yeah, my bad. Okay.
So ladies
Um.
ask Kashif for question by his girl. Yeah, let's put him on the hot seat too.
Okay. The current state of masculinity and the pressures men face. I mean, I yes, I do think that there are pressures. I think, especially when it comes to masculinity, mental health, all those type of things, where it's just like we were saying before, we just not we just in past time we just haven't had that discussion or haven't had that capacity to have that discussion. So, um, if we're not talking about it, then we're just allowing what we're allowing whatever society is doing. We're just allowing it to happen. So we just kind of enabling it, really. So, um, yeah, I think that allowing, just like you were saying, John, just allowing boys to be boys and allowing them to dream big and just be who they want to be and just live free. I think that's the most important thing. I mean, there's already enough pressures every day. You wouldn't want to add to that at home, forcing them to be
Yeah,
something that they don't want to be.
yeah. So Kashif got a question for you. Was you ready? Were you ready to be a husband, or did you learn how to be a husband while being married?
Great question.
And Kashif, that's for you. Is he
I think,
frozen?
yeah, I think he frozen there.
Kashif, come on back to us. So Jamal, we'll let you answer that while Kashif
Okay.
is getting unfrozen there. Were you ready to be a husband, or did you learn how to be one while married?
I think like with anything, you learn on the fly. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's ever truly ready personally. I think you learn on the fly. You learn the person that you're with. You learn what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with, and so you just get better with time. Like with anything, you're gonna go through growing pains, but I think that's what makes you better in the end, personally.
Yeah. So how long do you think it took you to get the groove of it?
Shoot, I'm still getting the groove of it. I think that's the beauty of it, though. I think that's the beauty of it, though. It's an unfinished product, so I'm working at it every day. I'm trying to be better. So I mean, you know, you know,
Now, do you think that is the because you know that you and Andrea are in it for the long haul?
yeah, I think that's the security that we both give each other. That's like I don't have to figure it out in 2024. I mean, I can keep going and getting better at it. Year 10, year 20, whatever it is. It ain't the pressure of time, right?
Yeah. And Kashif, with same question for you. Were you ready to be a husband, or did you learn, while being married?
Uh, I feel like I was. I mean, maybe I was just being confident. Um, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, my laptop had died earlier. That's what I was.
Nah, you
But no,
fine, man.
yeah, no, yeah. I feel like I was ready. Maybe I was just being confident as a kid, but I felt like I was ready. Just growing up in the household I had, I felt like I had been, you know, a parent, a big brother to my younger siblings. So, um, for me, it just felt easy to get married, and it was always something I was ready for. I knew it was something I wanted to do when I was young.
Yeah. So we got another question for you guys. We're gonna stay with you, Kashif. Do you have other men in your life who provide support or accountability when needed?
Do you have other men in your life who provide support or accountability when needed? Yeah, my dad, my brother. They definitely are people that, you know, making sure I keep my head on my shoulders, and tell me when I'm wrong and can tell me just straight up when if I'm doing something that they don't think or don't see is the right thing to be doing. So yeah, definitely my dad, definitely my brother.
Yeah, yeah. And what about you, Jamal?
Oh yeah, for sure. I still got my friends from high school that we got a group text and we always talking and stuff like that. And so yeah, they hold me accountable just like I hold them accountable. And you can, and I think that's the beauty of it. You can kind of bounce ideas off your friends or those you care for, and they love you so much that they can tell you when you're wrong. You'd be like, nah, that wasn't it. You need to go in there and apologize to them. Like so, and I think that's big, man, because I mean that's growth. And so as men, we always gonna be like, um, we always kind of go in victim mode, like, nah, everything's happening to me. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
hearing it from somebody else telling you, nah, man, that wasn't right. You need to fix that. And I
Men
think that
going to
just
victim
changes.
mode?
I think both. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of men. Yes, yeah, yeah, that's a whole nother podcast. Tell like, hey, about victimhood. But yes, it happens for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So, what advice would you guys give some 22-year-old that's thinking and wanting to, they found the love of their life? What advice would y'all give them? Do it. What advice would y'all give them?
Go
And
for it.
go for it, Kashif. He said, go for it.
Nah, I agree. Just yeah, go for it. If you feel like you're ready, nobody's gonna be able to tell you otherwise. You gonna know when you're ready. So trust yourself, trust your heart. Just go into it.
Jamal, you were saying go for it. You was telling me, I thought you were saying Kashif, you go for it. You answered, but that was your answer, right?
Nah, yeah, I mean, you, John, you remember the journey. So I mean, I just it's one of those things when you feel sure about it. If you got a feeling, go. Just don't even just jump. Because
Mhm.
um, most times when people are telling you not to, or I mean, and I'm not, I wouldn't say most times, sometimes, they're projecting their fear on you. So go for it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that is so true. Some people do project their fear on you, and and some people like they're just trying to protect you.
Sure.
Just really trying to protect you. I think they mean well when they're doing it, and because a lot of times, like to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't encourage a 20-year-old to get married this early in life. I would probably say like, hey, travel the world, and by 30, do everything you want to do before you get married, because marriage changes a lot of stuff. But you guys are prime example. I mean, great examples of how you can get married, you can grow with your wife, not lose yourself in the process, have an amazing family, and still kick ass in life. So you guys are great examples of marriage and making it work at such a young age. I mean, I have much respect for both of you guys.
Yeah, no, I
Y'all,
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
yeah, y'all doing good, man. So let's see here. Did they have something else in there? So let's see what they were saying out here. So David said that's real friends. So he was talking about you guys and your friends holding you guys accountable. And okay, so we asked that question. And then Melissa said that's good. And they were saying a lot of stuff about you guys earlier too. So they were saying you guys were all awesome guys and all that good stuff. So selfish versus selfless. So that's really good. So guys, we are at the end of the podcast here. Y'all came in and y'all did y'all stuff. And I think that's the difference too between Gen Z and millennials and baby boomers and Gen Xers, because y'all just came in, answered the questions real quick, direct to the point. They had a Bible study story and a parable last week with every answer that they had. But y'all came in, man.
Get
Y'all
shit
knocked it
done.
out.
Get shit done. You know how I go.
Yeah.
Hey Jamal,
Yeah.
you still can't be cussing in front of me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just playing. Your mom is probably like, did he just cuss?
Right. I'm gonna get a
Get
call
shit.
here in a second. I'm gonna get a call here.
Get shit done. So what's next for you guys? What else what are you guys working on in life right now? What is some project you're working on that you are excited about? And Kashif, we'll start with you.
What I'm working on right now, me and my wife bought our house in September, so it's a fixer upper. So we're working on just getting it updated, buying things for it, all that. So that's my big project right now, getting my house together and trying to get it right.
See, that's what I'm talking about. 23, you know, already, well, you 26 now. You
I'm
bought your
26, yeah.
house and everything
Hmm.
and your baby. That's what I'm talking about. See,
Congrats, bro. Yeah.
y'all
No, I
doing it, man.
appreciate it.
Y'all doing it. So, Jamal, what's big for you?
Going
Baby
into my
number 4?
no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Uh, but no, I'm going into my second year of my master's program, and so getting into my practicum and getting that stuff, and so just working on balance and making it work.
Nice, nice. So, and one final question for you guys. So, when your kids see you, what is it that you want them to think when they see you? Or how do you want them to feel when they look at you? And Jamal, we'll start with you.
How do I want them to see me? Um, see me as someone who truly loves them, somebody who um, is going to always put their needs before my own, selflessness, just like I was saying before, and just serving them. You know, I serve my wife, I serve my kids, I serve my family. So just knowing that they're the first priority.
Okay. And Kashif?
I want my daughter to see. I want her to look at me and see her biggest fan. That I'm gonna support her no matter what, whatever she wants to do. I'm right there behind her. I'm pushing her forwards. Um, and I just want her to know that I'm someone she can come to about anything, and that I can give her a hug if she need it. I can talk to her if she need it. If she needs advice, I can give it to her. Just whatever she needs, I can give it to her.
I love it. I love it. So, guys, I am giving away one of these shirts tonight. So, I'm going to ask a question here based on some information I learned tonight as well. So, to win this shirt, put it in the chat. Here's the question. How many dogs? It's a twofold question. How many dogs does Kashif have? And how many boys does Jamal have? See if y'all were paying attention. Kashif said how many dogs he had. And he said the breed. We're not gonna because it's a Rockwaller and what was it? What is
A
he mixed
pit,
with?
I think it was a pit, right? Pit and Wawa.
Yeah, yeah. Pit Rottweiler mix, and then a little terrier.
Dang, that was some powerful breeds there. And Jamal said how many kids he has. So let's see. We got the answer here. Okay. Hey, Melissa won. Melissa got it.
Man.
So Kashif has 2 dogs, and Jamal has 3 boys. So Melissa Jamal send me your address because she's probably getting it for you, and I'll mail it out to you. And Kashif, I'll bring you one to the gym, my brother. So yeah.
It.
But thank you, fellas, for being on the podcast tonight. Everybody, we will be back next Monday, 7 p.m., right here, same place. And hey, look forward to seeing you guys then. Until then, peace.
Thank you.